Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be starting a new panning project or a project to just help me rotate through the products that I already have. This is the Blush Roulette project, which was started by Lara from Lara Likes Mascara, and I will have her linked in the description down below, along with her intro video. I believe she started this project back in January, but I just now have caught up on her videos and found out about this project, and I loved the idea, so I am jumping in midway through the year, or almost midway through the year. I just was really looking for an opportunity to rotate through my blushes and use more of my blush collection this year, and this project presented the perfect opportunity to do that. So the way that I understand Lara does this project is that she picks out a selection of blushes to rotate through for each quarter of the year, which doesn't necessarily mean that those are the only blushes that she can use. She can reach for other ones too, but it's more so that she has a few blush shades to focus on to make sure that she is spreading the love across her blush collection. I know for me, my blush collection is one of my more inflated categories. I have 30 or so blushes, and a lot of those are cream blushes, which obviously expire a lot faster than powder blushes. So I really want to make sure I'm rotating through my blushes and showing them love and getting use on all of them. As much as I love the idea of panning one blush all year long, I just know myself, and I know I love blush too much to do that right now. So I'm excited about this chance to pick out some focus blushes and just show them some love over the next few months. So I have picked out 4 blushes for this second quarter of the year. So we are now in May. So I picked blushes out to use during May, June, July, and August. And then I will come back in August and refresh this rotation for the rest of the year. You'll definitely see a theme with the blushes that I've chosen to focus on for the next quarter, because I'm just thinking summery vibes. I'm gonna be self-tanning a little bit more, and it's also making me feel really inspired to go for those more sunset, peachy, sunburnt kind of glowy vibes with my cheek products. So these are the 4 blushes that I've picked out. I've got 2 powder and 2 creams, just so that I have a selection. I will go ahead and start with the cream blushes. So this is the Melt Cream Blush Light in the shade Sandy Cheeks. And this is a cream blush in a really pretty peachy kind of a hue. It's really, really nice with a tan, and I will be self-tanning and hopefully spending some more time outside in the summer months. So I feel like this is the perfect time to reach for this kind of color. This is a beautiful formula. It's really emollient. I'm just going to give you a little swatch here. Because it's more emollient, it does just give that healthy, dewy glow to the skin, and I feel like this lends itself really well to lighter makeup days or no makeup days when I'm just throwing some makeup on and running out the door. Or it would also be perfect for more full glam looks. I especially love a peachy blush with a green eye like I have on today, or even with a blue eye. I just feel like this will work perfectly with so many looks this summer, and I can't wait to get back into this formula. I purchased this in the Sephora 4th of July sale last year, and I have to say I haven't been reaching for it since last summer really at all, so I would love to get some more use on this for sure. My other cream blush pick is actually very similar. This is the Danessa Myricks Beauty Yummy Skin cream blush in the shade Bellini. So again, we've got another peachy kind of color. This one is a touch brighter than the Melt Sandy Cheeks. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say neon, but definitely just bright in terms of its pigmentation. It is heavily pigmented, so definitely one that I have to remind myself not to go too heavy-handed with. But let me give you a swatch here. It's got a touch more orange too than the Melt, so it's a bit more of like a tangerine rather than a peach. So this is the Melt, and this is the Danessa Myricks. But again, such a beautiful color for the summer. Really just going to give that like sunny, sunburnt look to the cheeks and across the bridge of the nose. I can see it now. Are you seeing the vision? I hope you are. So yeah, I'm looking forward to dipping back into this one. I think I was gifted this one in exchange for review, and after I did the review, I definitely just put this in my drawer and I have not been reaching for it as much as I should. It's a really, really cool formulation. As with a lot of Danessa Myricks beauty products, it lasts forever on the cheeks, which is actually sort of rare when it comes to cream blushes. They tend to be absorbed by the skin or just wear off through the day. This one does have really great lasting power and excellent pigment, like I said, so I'm excited to get some more use out of this one. And then my other two picks are powders. So rolling in my Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm face palette in the shade Lovegasm. I picked this up on my trip to the UK last summer, and it was such a special souvenir to bring home with me because I purchased it at the Charlotte Tilbury flagship store, and I was so excited about it. But these are 100% summer tones for me, and I was a little bit disappointed when I finally got it on my cheeks to find that it probably wasn't going to work for me for the majority of the year. So I really want to take advantage of this while it's the summertime and I'll have a bit more of a tan to my skin. Just because these are darker blush shades for me, this is definitely a darker highlight shade for me. I'll give you some swatches here. This palette does come with a highlight shade, 2 shimmery blushes or blush toppers, and then a bronzer shade. And they're all sort of leaning in that warm family. The highlighter has a lot of gold to it, which is beautiful, but is definitely too dark for me in the winter. The 2 blushes are definitely more orangey and rusty than I can typically get away with without a tan. I pretty much get away with this bronzer shade any time of year, but this project, as we know, is mainly about the blushes, so really just wanting to give myself an excuse to be able to use this palette again. Here are some swatches of what this palette looks like. So we've got the 2 blushes here. One's a little bit more pinky and one's more kind of rusty coral. And I also just think a shimmery blush really lends itself well to the summertime, maybe more so than the cooler months. So I'm excited to dip back into this again, get to know this palette a little bit better in my collection, and also just relive my trip to the UK last year because it was so great. And this palette will always remind me of it, which is really, really cool. So that is my third pick for this quarter's Blush Roulette. And my final pick is Pesca from Vive, which might be no surprise at this point, is a beautiful peachy color. So again, this is sort of mimicking Melt Sandy Cheeks a little bit. It's kind of that lighter peach. This is such a beautiful color, but I feel like for me, it definitely looks the best when I have a little bit more of a tan to my skin. Here is the swatch of this one here. It's a really nice soft peach, very buildable and not overly pigmented, which is actually my preference when it comes to a powder blush. I would much rather be able to build up rather than apply way too much pigment and have to back it down a bit. But yes, one that I definitely don't reach for as much in the fall and winter, so I'm looking forward to reaching for this all summer long. So that's it. These are my blushes that I will be focusing on for the next 4 months. I hope to come back and update you on how it went and roll in a brand new set of blushes to focus on for the remainder of the year. Thank you to Lara Likes Mascara for this wonderful idea of a way to show more love to my blush collection. Let me know in the comments down below if you switch up your blushes at all seasonally throughout the year, or if you have any favorites that you love to pull out when the summer months come around. I would love to know, and I'm sure others would as well. If you'd like to follow along with my updates on this project, make sure you subscribe before you leave. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.